It feels like the energy at Old Trafford is back to its best.
It's a special place, and things happen there that don't happen necessarily anywhere else. Knowing how Bruno, I've known him a long time now, and he's creative, you know, and so let him be creative.
Are you in the boss's office?
It's a different setup now.
I know, I've seen it. Yeah, it's a barber studio.
Yeah, I've not been in there yet. Can you tell?
The start of 2026 has seen a lot of change at Man United. I'm here at the training ground to meet the new boss and my former partner in midfield, Michael Carrick. I want to hear all about what life is like now he is in charge. How you doing?
How's it going?
Yeah, good, you? To be fair, I'm not actually sure how to start this. I don't know whether to call you boss, Carras. I've never called you Michael. I think everybody calls you Carras, but I guess now you're the boss, aren't you?
Call me what you want to, mate. I don't mind. I've got no preference to any of that. I literally don't mind, as long as there's a respect, and which there has been both ways. I don't mind. I think a name's a name, but certainly the boys have been fine. I know some of them are obviously a bit more than others initially, but the boys have been great, I have to say, and there's a real good feeling in and around the group. I
mean, for you, I think obviously no one kind of actually at the training ground as well. Do you think that helps a little bit? Forget the football, just kind of settling in and actually knowing all the spaces, you know, the pitches, the gym, and
the drive-in is the same. And I've been doing it with my son anyway, and picking him up from training. So I've been coming in and out of it for some time. I'd never been in the building, so it's part of it feels normal, part of it feels fresh, but it in general it just feels like I've been here for quite some time.
Are you in the boss's office?
It's a different setup now.
I know, I've seen it. Yeah, it's a barber studio.
Yeah, on the end. Yeah, I've not been in there yet. Can you tell? But to be honest, I like being around the coaches too, and the staff and the analysts and I like being around it really. I don't like being in my own office. I like being around it, and so I'm not one of them that'll lock myself away. Being around the players, being around the coaches, and that's where I want to be.
Talk to me about that, kind of the staff. I think Jonathan Woodgate's with you, Steve Holland, you know, bit of experience as well. How did that all come about? Because it feels like you got a nice big team together.
Yeah, I knew Woody from Middlesbrough. So Jonathan had been with me for coaching at Middlesbrough for 2.5 years or so. I didn't know Steve that well personally, but just thought he would be a really good fit for the role, really, and experience. Had really a lot of experience at Chelsea of managers changing over a little bit as well, and dealing with good players. He was there for 8 or 9 years, and I think he worked with Rafa Benitez, Conte, Jose. It's quite a kind of changeover of players as well. But used to work in that level, you know, and obviously with England, with Gareth, I think he just naturally feels comfortable at this level, which you know what it's like. I think being at the level, and it doesn't feel like it's a stretch or it's new, or he knows how it feels and can cope with it. I think that's a major part of it for players as well, and just good experience, fantastic coach, really good person. So, and Johnny was already here. Johnny Evans was here, and I know him well anyway. So he's been fantastic, and Trav, who came up from the 21s, and it's a really good mix. But it does feel like we've worked together much longer than just this short period of time, considering we didn't really know each other before.
I mean, you had a nice soft start, obviously, with City and Arsenal. How was that? Obviously, the game plan kind of was kind of clear in those two games. Obviously, defended a little bit better, and the boys at the top of the pitch, a bit like our teams, really.
Yeah.
Can go and win you the game, and it felt like the blueprint for those was almost perfect.
Listen, we had 2 days on the pitch before City, so it was as much as I say, try and make it simple. It's never simple because there's that many, you know, it's like there's that many layers of detail that you still need to give the players. It was more clarity in making sure it was clear. Obviously, City, Arsenal, you look, 2 big games, but we felt if we could get the good results and win them games, then it'd give us a great springboard, and hopefully it's the start.
You know, you look at the team, and obviously I think you've spoken to Harry Maguire before, him and Lissandro. You think about, like, you know, Rio and Vida, or Bruce and Palace, that every team kind of has that kind of partnership. And then obviously Casemiro, when found, who's had an incredible career. Kobe's back, and Bruno. Do you know, it feels like there's people in positions which they're used to?
Yeah, Bruno can just create moments, you know, and he's bright. I think that little bit of freedom suits him. He's got a natural brain for the game. Adapts, the game evolves. So it's, you know, to totally pigeonhole them. I'm a little bit of, there's certain positions where you can give a bit of freedom towards, and I think knowing how Bruno, I've known him a long time now, and he's what his skills are and his attributes, so he's creative, you know, and so let him be creative in the right places, and you know, made 2 goals the other day in different ways, set play, and then obviously a big moment for the winning goal, and it's what he does best.
It seems like everybody, when they've come in, they seem to have a big impact in moments and play a pivotal role, which I think back to our teams.
Yeah, it's
you
important.
had subs played a huge part, I think, in the team's success.
If anything, that's probably been one of the most pleasing things to see. I think the way the whole group's gone really together and kind of invested in it, and you can't fake them emotions at the end of a game. You know, you've seen it over the years. Some players, you know, they're not happy even if the team's doing well, if they're not kind of the main man at that point. But the boys have been fantastic, and got to keep building on that.
So you've seen kind of the ups and downs of the last 10 years. I think it's really important to actually enjoy those moments, you know, when you're doing well. And it was interesting to see the boys, like you said, everybody come together and be there for each other. Yeah,
I think sometimes you've got a bit longer to enjoy it than others. You know, it depends on what's next a little bit. Yeah. But certainly in that moment, sometimes them last-minute winners can galvanise you even more and bring you closer together, and you can feed off it, and it feels a lot more than just a win.
I mean, you've always been, I don't know how long I've known you, probably what, England under 21s?
Yeah.
How long, I mean...
Yeah. 2002 or something.
Yeah. I mean, you've always been the same, you've always been level-headed. Do you think that helps, you know, as a manager, don't get caught up in kind of the emotion of the highs and lows?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of are what you are as well, you know, so it's not something that I over try and play or anything. I think it's just kind of natural personality in many ways, but there's definitely that stubbornness and that little bit of something underneath that really drives you forward, you know. And my missus will tell you I'm stubborn enough at times, but I think you need that. You've got to have that drive, you know. So it's all right being calm. There's times to make good decisions and be calm, and there's times to be really fired up and feel that emotion, and that's the key. So you're trying to get the boys in the frame of mind where, for me, always that the players are in that really living on the edge, pushing the limits, but at the same point, there's a bit of composure about it. That's probably the magical place that you try and get the balance right. Every game is different, isn't it? You know, so sometimes you dominate possession, sometimes you play on a counter, sometimes it's set pieces. But I think that team we were lucky to have, kind of you'd figured out within the game what the game was. Do you know what I mean? You'd find the solution. Do you think I think coaching's gotten better, but do you think sometimes there's almost too much detail? We've got top players and we've got talented players and we've got good defenders, and there's a trust element to that as well, you know. And sometimes, like you say, you might dominate, sometimes it might be a struggle, and you got to give the lads license to then find a way to win and do what they feel. So players have got to go and do it, you know. Players are important, so you've got to give them that element, and again, balance, you know, and trying to get the balance right. I mean, considering kind of the impact you've had, and obviously the goals obviously probably finish in the Champions League places, it feels like they're in a brilliant position to kind of potentially achieve that. For sure, we want to be looking up the league, you know. That's natural, and we'll see some good teams in there, and it's tight, and there's a lot to play for. So again, we're not getting carried away with it just because we won a few games and think everything now is going to come easier. We've got to keep hungry and understand what we've had to do to win them games and put it into the next games as well. It feels like the energy at Old Trafford is back to its best. Do you know what I mean? It's a special place, and things happen there that don't happen necessarily anywhere else, you know. So the supporters have been unbelievable all the way through it. Inside the stadium, the support's been incredible, and for me, standing there in the stadium and that emotion and the support and the enjoyment and that passion that they come in, or you're sending them home and they're bouncing out the stadium, you know, that's almost gives you the best feeling of the performance is one thing, the goal might be another thing, but for them bouncing out the stadium and then stopping me in the street and going, that means a lot, you know, and that's why we're involved, to try and create that feeling. What's that been like for you on a personal level? Could you have ever envisioned this? I remember seeing you not long ago in Cheshire, and I bought your drink as well, by the way. Did ya? Did ya? No. Don't mean that. Could you have ever envisioned this? You know. I think there was always part of me was this is the ultimate, you know, for me to be in this position. There was always that. There was always, even when we were playing, there was always an element of looking, going, I wonder what it will be like managing or being coach or whatever. So there was always something. I wasn't necessarily planning a journey to be. I don't think you can, you know. And you never know if it'll happen. If it doesn't happen, whatever. Maybe it was the first time I took them 3 games. It was kind of, I'd sampled it. Maybe that was it. But for me, it's the ultimate, you know. And to be in this position, it's a lot of responsibility. But actually, it feels really good. So I'm enjoying it.
Well, good luck. All the best for the rest of the season. Thanks, and keep going.
Right.